traveling machinist again. As far as like the law on scooters, you got to have a motorcycle license, endorsement, and you got to wear a helmet. Both people have to wear a helmet if you got passengers. Now you'll see some people not wearing a helmet, but I personally got pulled over twice, and each time I had a girl on the back and got pulled over. So you got to have helmets. And the first time the guy wanted 1,000 pesos for the citation, and then I still had to go up and, the girl had to walk up to a store, and I had to buy a helmet for 380 pesos. So, but she was able to talk him down to a citation of only 250 pesos from 1,000. So that was pretty good. The second time was a different girl that I had on the back, and the cop pulls us over, and we get talking, and he was going to write me a citation. And of course, it was later in the evening, so there was no place to buy a helmet. So basically, I just had to get her a taxi and paid the taxi, which was like 500 pesos. Expensive, but what do you do? But he said that the citation was like 500, and at the end of the day, he just let me off with a warning. So it depends on how things go. But yeah, you got to wear helmets, and you also, and that's not so much, I think depending on where you're at, like the province and stuff like that, because I rode around for almost 4 or 5 days with no helmet down in Dumaguete area, out on the, provinces. But here in Cebu and Lapu-Lapu and these places, they're a little more strict, I guess. And it's kind of funny because they just stand on the corner and they holler at you. They do have, police cruisers and motorcycles, people on those things, but the traffic cops sit in like the intersections, and then they just yell at you. And then after the first time I got, pulled over, I was like, what happens if I just drive away? Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but there's really no way they could catch you, I don't think. I mean, they could maybe radio in, but who knows? It ain't worth the extra penalty. It's cheap enough to pay the citation and be done with it. So, but yeah, also you gotta have closed-toed shoes, like tennis shoes. You can't have like flip-flops. Anything open-toed is not allowed. And then you gotta wear a shirt. You cannot go shirtless, which I didn't really know either. So that's a neat little gadget. So anyways, yeah, traffic here though is, you get used to it after a while. It's not as chaotic as you think. It's just you predict people more. You read people the way they drive. So, but it's not for everybody. It's dangerous, but like the speeds aren't quite so much. I mean, when you can get an open stretch, you can get up to 100 kilometers, but for the most part, 30, 40 miles an hour is what you run. So, I mean, it is still dangerous because you're riding up against semis, and I tend to kind of like it. I like the freedom of the scooter so that I don't have to, wait for a taxi or cheat me or anything like that. Back to the no helmet thing. Last night, same thing. I was out with the local handyman. His name's Eric, and his wife and a cousin. And we went out to the club. And of course they didn't have helmets. We went first. and they came in on a jeepney or something, and so they didn't have helmets. So we're trying to get home last night, same thing. Get a little smarter though when you see a cop or lights. You just, have the girls jump off and make them walk a little bit, and then pick them up afterwards. So, all right, traveling machinist out.